Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We're going to the top. We're going to bring others with us. So please become a part of Notification Squad. Peep Squad, hit that notification bell. Know each and every time I drop a video, be the first one to comment. So let's talk about Evelyn Lozada, Jason Lee, and Melissa Ford and Damage. Basically, the interview Evelyn did probably before she filmed the reunion show, but it is what it is. It was like an interview that was really not objective at all. You know, it was just like shame OG, talk about OG, that OG's desperate, OG's coming for Evelyn, OG's this, OG's that. Let's talk about Chad Ochocinco. Let's talk about, Tami. And let's also talk about, Evelyn Lozada, chilled out with Beyonce one point in time and Jay-Z at his club in Florida or Miami or wherever the case may be. And also Evelyn Lozada has something in common with Rihanna, and they cool and they like each other and they hung out too as well. So we have to be a little bit of braggadocious too as well. You know how that goes. So it is what it is. She claimed to be Afro-Latino one time, and when she addressed, being Puerto Rican, she said Puerto Rican. She didn't say she was Afro-Latino multiple times. She just said she was Puerto Rican multiple times. That was it. I was just like, what is really going on with this interview? And so, Melissa Ford, she had to interject and basically say, when you're the star of the show, Jason Lee was like, when you're the star of the show, Evelyn Lozada, what happens, right? The people come after you, the newcomers, the people that don't have a name for themselves, the people that hasn't been in the industry for a long time, and they need a storyline. And so what they do, they attach themselves to you, and basically they're saying this is what OG has done to Evelyn Lozada. No, Evelyn Lozada attached herself to OG by being disrespectful, colorism, using the N-word, and basically trying to disrespect her, and using her friend, for Breeze too as well to be a part of that disrespect, and for Breeze talking about OG's skin tone and her color and everything else like that. So basically OG was actually speaking her piece and letting the world know what was going on behind the scenes, and how she was being treated, and how people believe that these people are stars on this reality TV show, especially Basketball Wives, that they might be your fave, but you don't know what they be doing in the dark. You don't know what they be doing behind closed doors, and how they actually really feel about you. And it took a lot of courage for OG to actually stand up and do that and go against Evelyn Lozada, as we see that Evelyn has been doing multiple interviews on all different social media platforms talking about OG, and basically trying to shame OG and clear her name too as well, and say that she doesn't suffer from any colorism or racism because she grew up in the community where there was blacks. And she said blacks, well, blacks, black people, and Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. We didn't really care about race. We just all lived together. At one point in time, that might have been true, or whatever the case may be. And then she also said that OG don't understand that because she didn't grow up in the inner city. She didn't grow up like I did. Basically trying to point out that OG is Nigerian. OG is not a part of the culture. In my opinion, that's what I thought. But I believe OG grew up in LA or California. She grew up in America. So it is what it is with that situation. But we're going to continue to go on with this fugazi interview that was just way too much going on. And Evelyn Lozada was like, if you catch me on my worst day, you're going to get what you want. Like, your worst day is almost like every day. And then she also, or the interviewer Jason, brought up, the Jackie Christie situation with her daughter Takori, and basically saying that, that Evelyn is a loving, wonderful person, and she donates money to everybody. And she even donated money to Jackie Christie's daughter, which was a shot at Jackie too as well. Basically saying that she's not financially suitable to donate to take care of her daughter or her grandchild too as well, and she had to step in and do something. And she said she was so far removed from the show that I was just doing it out of the kindness of my heart, and last week I just paid somebody's rent too as well. So I'm a very charitable person. So we got to hear all that fugaziness, but we know that was a chess move, that Evelyn Lozada was thinking about coming back to Basketball Wives, even though she has been quiet and she hasn't been around Basketball Wives for 3 years, but her relationship with Carl Crawford was suffering, and they were separated, and he was living in a whole different city while she was living in their engagement house or whatever the case may be. And to get, it's a move. Evelyn Lozada's been on the show for a long time, and she knew Jackie was a star of the show, and Jackie's been on the show since the beginning too as well. So why not make a chess move and donate to Takari, even if she wanted to help Takari in the first place? And there's nothing wrong with helping Takari, but it was actually used as a storyline for almost 2 seasons, and they brought up Takari, all the bad things that happened to Takari, and they didn't help Takari, they didn't assist Takari at all, and they help bring a wedge even farther between, Jackie and her daughter. And they didn't care. They just wanted to throw shots at Jackie. And it was a storyline because Evelyn was coming off of a storyline that she didn't have, because her and Carl Crawford was separated, and they was not going to get married. She kept the ring, and she was pretending like she was still with Carl Crawford at the time, which she wasn't. And, Shaunie went along with this illusion when she was doing the IVF shots in her stomach. So it is what it is. So moving on from that situation, Evelyn Lozada says she thinks that OG is doing too much because she's not racist, and she always plays with black kids. And also, Melissa Ford asked her about the IG post with the monkey on it and the whole 9 yards. And Evelyn Lozada goes, well, I didn't think that it was inappropriate. I didn't think anything was wrong with it because I have used the monkey emoji before. And, I just thought that it was okay. I wasn't trying to, send a subliminal to OG, which we all know she did. And she's trying to clear her name too. And then she's also trying to get ready for a court case too as well. And she said she didn't know anything was wrong until Shaunie contacted her and said, what did you just post on social media? Because they're going crazy. And so she deleted the post. So if there was nothing malice or there was no ill intent with the post, why take it down? If you didn't do anything at all, you could have kept the post up and said, this has nothing to do with you. It's just a post on my personal IG, which the public can view. But yet you took it down like you did something wrong, because you did do something wrong. And Shaunie had to rush and tell you, hey girl, take it down. And then they talk about the restraining order, but Evelyn Lozada did not address the restraining order at all, which we already know the restraining order has been denied to Evelyn Lozada, that she tried to get on, OG, so it didn't happen. It didn't work. Then they also talked about her tweet where someone asked her, was she black? And then she tweeted back and said that, she hasn't had any black in her, meaning that she hasn't had any penis in her. She was figuratively speaking about the situation. So it is what it is. And she said her post, was a misconception that people took and ran with it, and it was a storyline or whatever the case may be. So we all know that Evelyn Lozada is lying about the situation. We know she's not telling the truth, and she's not being honest about how she did treat OG and how she has treated people in the past. And the reason why people do believe that she's colorist is way before OG came up, because there's been many petitions out there on Evelyn Lozada to remove her from the show or to cancel the show too as well. As we speak now, there's a lot of people that are contacting the sponsors of Basketball Wife to actually get this show taken off of TV, because people are saying you can't take the show off if you just don't watch it. You have to remove the sponsors, and that's what some people are trying to do, to actually remove the show from TV. So it is what it is. I was like, And then Evelyn Lozada said, I would never mock or make fun of anybody. I would never make fun of any blacks. I would never do that. Come on. Like, everybody's so sensitive. Basically saying that, this day and age is so sensitive with colorism. That is the problem. I was like, yo, this interview was way too much. It was way too boring. It was a lot of lying going on. And it is what it is. And then she talked about getting a DNA test, finding out that she, has African descent, basically, but she didn't say Afro-Latino anymore. She only mentioned Afro-Latino once and just kept it moving from that situation. And I was just like, whoa, she is just doing way too much. She's not really confirming. It doesn't even seem like she really feels comfortable in saying that she's Afro-Latina at all. She prefers to say that she is Puerto Rican other than Afro-Latina. And she says she doesn't believe it's a topic to talk about, but she also says that we're all women of color. And if we're all women of color, we're all equal. We shouldn't have any problems with each other. Yes, that is correct. We shouldn't. But you have problem with women of a darker skin tone, and that will be OG, the way you treat her and the way you act around her and the way you and your friend Phoebe treats her. And you wanted to pull boss moves and make sure she wasn't on stage. And you guys have said racist things towards, OG. And then on top of that, if you have no racist in you and we're all color women and all this other good stuff, then why did you call CC lean girl? It doesn't make any sense. Like, she's just been contradicting herself throughout the interview. And then on top of that, if you know anything about colorism, you know women that are Puerto Rican, Spanish, Asian, or any other descent like yours, Evelyn, you know, get more of a fair shake than darker skinned women or black women do, because you are more appealing to the eyes of the people that can open up the doors and give you opportunities too as well. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to court cases, when it comes to judges, when it comes to lawyers, when it comes to getting loans, when it just comes to a whole lot of different things too as well. So it seems like they have no idea what colorism is and what's the difference between, you know, black women, Spanish women, you know, Asian women. We're all human beings, but there's a way that black women be treated in society. Because if that was the case, if we're all treated equally, Evelyn, and that's what you assume that is going on and that's how the world should be, well, you're not being treated equally like other colored women or black women, because you have been allowed to fight Susie on the show, fight, you know, anybody you wanted to fight on the show, fight Jennifer, go after many cast members, jump on tables, throw bottles, throw drinks, and do the whole 9 yards. Nobody considered you dangerous. Nobody considered you aggressive. Nobody even correct you, and you were fine with the producers. There was no type of, you know, punishment for your behavior. No type of nothing happened to you. But OG basically used words to threaten or to get you guys off of her, and she's considered aggressive. She considered violent, dangerous, and a liability. But you have been doing this the whole time you've been on the show. And she's a dark-skinned woman and you are a light-skinned woman. You are a Puerto Rican woman. So basically, it seems like the producers over there and at VH1 co-sign your behavior and it hasn't been a problem. But as soon as OG say a word about, you know, fighting or anything like that, which she has not fought anybody, and she tapped Shawnee with a push with her shoulders, and security was there to protect Shawnee. Security was right there. Shawnee threw her body into OG to make sure OG does not, you know, have a confrontation when it comes to Febreze, because Febreze was being racially inappropriately towards OG. But you guys didn't mention that. You don't mention what's going on behind the scenes. And that's what OG is bringing light to, what you guys do and what you guys say to her. So therefore, it's not equal, because if it was equal, you would not be back on the show. And you would not come back on the show, especially this season, and, you know, show violent, threatening, aggressive, animalistic behavior. But yet, you know, Jason Lee wants to call OG animalistic and basically say she's unattractive and all this other stuff. So it was just basically, let's talk about OG and let's act like colorism doesn't exist when it does exist. Because right now, you know, Evelyn, you have never been put on a different stage than the main stage, and you have shown nothing but aggressive behavior. But yet OG is put on the second stage and not the main stage because she's a liability. But you haven't been a liability. That's colorism at its finest. You can do this, but she can't, because you know what, there's a stereotype towards dark-skinned women as being aggressive, being mean, being violent, people being scared of dark-skinned women too as well. And just like it is with African American men, dark-skinned men, oh, they're more aggressive, you know. So moving on from all that situation, you know, Jason had to talk about, oh, we giving OG so much shine. She better be happy that I'm giving her all this publicity. You're only talking about OG because OG's hot in these streets. And if you would have had the interview with OG, it would have been so much better for you. And, you know, it is what it is with that situation. You're never going to change people's minds and their opinion. Yes, we should all get along. Yes, we should all kumbaya, but we know that's not going to happen unless we make some changes. And the changes start with, you know, addressing people that have colorist and racist behavior and do racist things and think it's okay. They think they're just bringing down somebody or dogging somebody out and it's okay. And Evelyn also mentioned, like, I've been on Basketball Wife for years and I've never had any consequences because people wasn't aware what you were doing, and a lot of people had a blind eye to it, and a lot of people have risen and have awakened, and they woke now and they see what you're doing and they calling you out on it. And it's not just OG, it's everybody calling you out on it because they see it. Baby, people ain't blind. We watch TV. We got two eyes we can see. So it is what it is with that situation. So I was like, whatever the case may be. Then she talked about, you know, I can't be racist. My best friend is Jennifer and she's black. Yeah, Jennifer was very beneficial to you because she's a millionaire. She has 20 million in the bank plus more. And that was only in 2017. So, you know, she got 25 million now. Come on, she had money then. So, you know, and that's the go-to statement to say, oh, I have a black friend. Oh, no, I can't be racist. My neighbor's black. I mean, say so much. And then you had Melissa Ford. She had to step in and say, you know what? I was reading comments and this is what I heard. And this is what, you know, is out there. And it's like Melissa Ford didn't do any fact checking. It's a syndicated show. And so she goes, well, I was reading in the comments and what I heard is the reason why OG is calling you a racist and calling out colorism towards you and Shawnee and Febreze is because, you know, OG was about to be kicked off the show and she had to immediately come up with a storyline or something tangible so she can stay on the show because she was going to be kicked off the show because she didn't have a storyline and she wasn't entertaining. And so therefore she came up with these false claims about Evelyn Lozada being a colorist and a racist. You know, just threw that out there to make her look bad and don't have any facts, don't know any truth about that, but just put that out there, you know. And it's not fair that OG doesn't have the same platforms that we have seen Evelyn Lozada on. She has done 3 interviews bashing OG and claiming her innocence and trying to make OG look bad. You know, Jason kept going on with, you know, OG being unattractive and whatever the case may be. And it is what it is. And then Jason said, well, if you think OG is a monkey, then that means you gave birth to a monkey. And I was like, okay, yes, that makes sense if you want to put it in that type of term. But you think Evelyn thinks that she gave birth to a monkey? No, she thinks she gave birth to her beautiful, lovely son, but he's also a bag. He's also money. He's also cash. He's also prestige, you know, and he will always be taken care of. And she will be too because she had a baby by a very wealthy man that got money, and that's called Crawford. So therefore, and she's going to think that her son is not really black. She's going to say he's Puerto Rican. Well, like, what's going on? Especially if she's racist and she's colorist, and that's what the world believes. That is what people think. That's what people are assuming by the behaviors. If it walks like a pig, it looks like a pig, it smells like a pig, then it's a pig. So moving on from that situation, you know, and Evelyn says she doesn't know what to do with this situation, but one thing that she got to do is she need peace, and she doesn't understand what OG is going to go with this situation. What else does she want from her, or basically what is her end game? And her end game is to get the truth out there, to get people to see what's actually going on, you know, for people to actually speak up and say what's happening. And hopefully with OG's actions and the people that are supporting her and the people that already feel the way that OG feels about the cast members, Evelyn, Shawnee, and Febreze on the show, that other people in their personal life can speak up for themselves too as well, and also have support, especially when it comes to media, especially when it comes to having a group behind you to help you when you're dealing with these type of situations on at a workplace. And then also especially when you're trying to get loans and stuff like that, where there's a community where you can come and get support and people can rally and basically say, we're not going to have this, we ain't going to stand for this. And then Evelyn also said in an interview that she always uses the N-word as a term of endearment to people that she knows she likes to use the N-word with them, or whatever the case may be. And this is what OG did mention, that she said she felt very uncomfortable hearing Evelyn at the dinner table when they're out there at gatherings, and she's always saying the N-word, and it really bothered her. And it's like she was like helpless because everybody was okay with it, and OG had a problem with it because she's seeing a lady saying the N-word that is showing colorist behavior and racist behavior too as well. So it is what it is with that situation. So Evelyn also says that, she had to get ahead of this situation because, she was going to just ignore OG because she didn't want to give her any attention or shine. But you know what? She had to step up and say something about the situation because she felt like maybe her bag was going to be affected. And maybe people might Google her and they will see that she's a racist. They will see that, she's a colorist and all these allegations against her. And she felt like it might hurt her bag. So she has to do something to stop it because she doesn't know if brands or company want to have her to endorse them, and she's not able to because of all this negativity. I was like, who in the hell would have Evelyn Lozada endorse any product, anything that they're selling, anybody with a name, anybody with a reputation, anybody that want to build something? Why could you imagine having Evelyn, representing one of your products, and then you turn on the TV or you turn on to Instagram, you turn on to Twitter, and you see her behavior and the things that she's saying, how ratchet and low down and dirty she is on them comments and the pictures that she be posting, and bragging about this and bragging about money, men, and all the whole 9 yards, and gyrating on TV and claiming victim, but victim then at the same time praising her victim too as well. It don't make no sense. And anybody that want to sell anything would never have Evelyn Lozada endorse them unless they are selling dirt. So, and I don't even know if people will buy that. So moving on from that, so that's why she had to, get out here and address the situation. But I thought you was filing a defamation of character lawsuit and an emotional distress lawsuit because you lost 7 endorsement deals. So I don't know, when this interview took place, did she lose any deals, or did she lose deals, after the interview took place with, Hollywood Unlocked or whatever the case may be? But when we read that you were suing OG, you said you lost 7 endorsement deals. Ooh, who endorsed you? Lord have mercy. Lot of mercy. So moving on from that, they got to talk about, I don't bring up Chad. Chad was brought up twice on the show. And she said, the first person, which she wanted to say was Tami. And that was last season. But then, she didn't want to say Tami's name. And then, Jason was actually worshiping Tami, and he really liked Tami. And so, they got into like, she doesn't understand why Tami don't like her. She don't understand why her and Tami ain't friends. All the shit that you said to her, calling her a non-factor, didn't want to admit that you knew that her ex-husband was married when you was dipping and dabbing with him, regardless if he slept with this one and that one. You knew, and you didn't say anything. You didn't address it the same way that you were upset with OG, but you knew about OG and Chad talking, because in the tweet, OG tweeted, Chad said, they asked me about you. I said nothing but good things about you because they wanted to know information about you when the producers did. So if the producers knew, Shawnee knew, and Evelyn knew, and they was going to use this, and this is probably all manufactured to make Evelyn and Shawnee show pop, or to look good, or try to demonize OG, that she wanted Chad and she was after Chad. That's not the case, baby. So she talked about Tami and saying that Tami was disrespectful, and Tami was basically upset because Jennifer came to the show again through Tami, but her and Tami was linking up to start this rumor, this allegation that Evelyn slept with Shaquille, and they was trying to get receipts, and it was teaming up. But then when I met Jen, we met up again, and everything was so cool, so organic, that we end up just hooking up, and then it didn't go that way. And so Tami exposed the secret. Jen really messed up by flipping and going to your side, and we don't know if the rumors are true or not. The rumors have not been denied on Tami's side, nor has they been denied on Jennifer's side. Jennifer, at the last at the reunion, Jennifer was like, I can't confirm or deny if Evelyn slept with Evelyn slept with Shaquille O'Neal. I was like, these ladies be doing way too much, baby. I mean, like, Lord have mercy. So, Evelyn went down that road about, Tami, and basically she understands. She's like, oh, I look back and I see the good times that me and Tami had together. We had some fights, but we had such a wonderful time. Like, you was very vindictive and outrageous and very hurtful towards Tami, and in turn, she had to buck up and do what she had to do towards you. So it is what it is with that situation. And then actually they asked her about Chad, penis size. She said it was big. He's good in bed. That's why he got so many kids and all this other stuff. But, once she dumped a guy, she never goes back. She never went back to Chad. She never went back to, Cole Crawford. She never went back to Antonio. She never went back to him. Once she's done, she's done. So we had to hear about her, talk about how good her abuser is in bed, but yet she's saying that she didn't want to be taunted by OG using her abuser against her. And she said she doesn't have anything against Chad. Chad deserves Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson. He deserves a second chance. He's actually a really good guy. He went to counseling. He got help. He got therapy. He had a life coach. I wonder what she's talking about. Marriage Boot Camp Family Edition. What's she talking about? Him getting counseling on that show, whatever. So she said he deserves a second chance, and he's a wonderful guy. He has moved on. He just had many of kids, and he's just exercised in the gym with his sandals on. I don't know his personal life, but yet you had none other than Febreze talking about he's in a relationship now. OG's a home wrecker. Like, come on, she ain't even with that man. You just got played. You thought you was going to play her because you knew that she was talking to Chad on a friendly basis. And it just, people set you up, which was Febreze, and tell you that, OG was talking to Chad online. Then you got upset. You called her ugly. And she said, your ex-husband don't think I'm ugly. That's number one. And then when she did say that to you, you chastised her. Evelyn, and then also Shawnee, and also Malaysia, yelling and screaming at her because she was trying to protect none other than Cece when you guys were over there in Costa Rica. And that's a real trying situation when you see a bunch of women trying to attack one woman, and that was, Cece, and Kristen was involved too as well. So that was a situation. And then you guys all ganged up on OG because she wouldn't let you guys jump or fight Cece, and then afterwards you guys chastised OG, and then that's when you called her ugly, and then she said that's why your man don't think, your ex-man don't think I'm ugly, and she said, oh, your baby daddy's a can too, because you guys were chastising her and you wanted to be the big mouth and call her names, and look what happened. It backfired. You had to gyrate and hit the cootie cat, and she bragged and she thought it was funny, and it was a very funny moment, her gyrating and hitting her punani. So that's it, guys. Peace. I'm out. One love. Please hit the like button. It was awful listening to this interview.